game number 2 in the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Bulls and the Orlando Magic. The Magic get away with game 1, 94-91. Talk about big news. Check this number. Gone is 45. Back from the rafters is 23. Quickly tonight's starting lineup. Pippen and Royal, interesting matchup.
Yeah, we got to really watch this. Again, Royal's ankle is sore, and Scotty's got to get off to a great start. Let's see if he attacks. And I wonder with Michael Jordan's number, if it goes back to what Nick Anderson said when he said 23 used to take off and launch. 45 just sort of hangs there. So maybe Michael's going to try to launch himself tonight, wearing number 23.
Dick Bavetta, Paul Mahalik, and Bill Oakes are our officials tonight. Nick Anderson, who had a spectacular game, scoring 20 and throttling Jordan, will be defending Michael, and we'll toss it again. Dick Bavetta tossing it up between Luke Longley and Shaquille O'Neal. And Doug, when I asked you right before the game, you said Michael had that look. And he did have a little bit of a twinkle in his eye.
Yeah, he's got a little bounce in his step. For 3 days now, all he's had to read about and hear is his mortality at the end of game Sunday. I think he would like to put that to rest right now.
Donald Royal, who's playing on a sore ankle with his first jumper. It doesn't go. Horace Grant with the offensive board. Nick Anderson misses for 3. Kukoc with a rebound.
I think you'd like to see Chicago tonight, if you're the Bulls fans, get into a little bit more of an open court game just like this and let Kukoc get the ball and take it to the basket.
Kukoc had the open lane but missed the layup. Both teams tight. No question about it for both of these franchises. This is a very big game. And Luke Longley called for the foul early. That's his first.
Another thing to watch, Anthony Hardaway. I really believe that he has to be more aggressive when he comes off that screen roll, looking to attack the basket, not looking to first be a passer. He must make the guards play him when he goes to the basket.
Hardaway with the ball right now, and the pass to Horace Grant. Covered a little closer by Kukoc. The pass is inside to Shaquille O'Neal. Gets the easy lay-in as he stepped inside of Luke Longley and the Magic, leading the series 1 game to none. Draw first blood, and in case you dial in late, that's right, Michael is wearing 23 tonight. B.J. Armstrong, who has not been shooting much in the past few games, misses that jumper. Bad pass. Pippen finds Michael. The pull-up. It's down for a 3. Hello.
Well, Michael got the first good look, and he drains the 3, and he had that sort of look in his step like, okay, you're going to see more of those tonight, guys. We'll see.
Nick Anderson says 45 doesn't play as well and lift as high as 23, and Michael just changes the number. Oh, would it be so easy? Yeah. Pippen on the run. He's looking to better his subpar performance from game number 1. He'll try the 3. He knocks it down.
Good sign if you're Chicago. Pippen and Jordan both off the mark with 6 quick points, both on 3-point shots. Remember, combined in game 1, they were 1 for 6.
My, oh my. Almost stolen. Pippen commits the foul, stepping in front of Horace Grant. Craig Sager, any more news about why Jordan's wearing 23? Craig Sager is not there, so we'll go back to him in just a moment. .9:59 to go in the first quarter. Horace Grant from 17 feet drops the jump shot. It is Bulls 6, Magic 4. We'll get back to Craig Sager on the Michael Jordan number change story in just a moment.
That shot will be there for Horace Grant if they double team Anthony Hardaway. That's why I think they have to stay more at home with him.
Michael has 5 already. Nick Anderson has that look like, uh-oh. Anderson, a fiery competitor. Southwest side of Chicago, Simeon High School. He's 20 pounds heavier than Jordan and the same height. Bulls foul early. It is on.
You can see that Donald Royal does not want to take that outside jump shot. He really wants to get to the basket. Kukoc gave him a lot of space, and Royal still wouldn't take it. He did draw the foul, but one thing I did notice, he did not have great balance, so that foot must not feel very well, because the first thing you notice is your balance is bad, and Donald Royal got a little bump and fell to the ground.
9:19 to go in the first quarter from the Orlando Arena.
This is where he has to attack, right there. That's where he's got to take it to the basket.
Can't get the shot off. Dishes to Anderson, who takes it to the hole. Passes inside, but one pass too many and a 3-second violation.
That's where Nick Anderson was a little bit too unselfish. He got in the lane, he had the shot, he tried to make the pass to Shaquille underneath, but right now Orlando has to ride out this little bit of a lull period they're starting this game with.
B.J. Armstrong 0 for his first 2 shots. He's going to be pressing a little bit. He has not been shooting very well or very often in the playoffs.
Averaging 5 field goal attempts during the playoffs, averaged 11 field goal attempts during the regular season.
Jordan with the block of Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, baby. Hardaway, pull-up 3 is going to go out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Chicago Bulls, leading 8-4. You notice that Michael was doubling down early on Shaquille. He didn't see him coming.
Well, this is what Michael does best. He attacks a post player from behind. I think I've told you the story before. In 1988, Michael blocked over 100 shots, and a lot of them were on plays like that, where he goes in from behind and attacks the opposing post player who doesn't feel him coming.
Orlando only 2 of 7. They clean up the floor. A little perspiration on the arena floor here. Temperature was up at 90 degrees in Orlando today. So far, Jordan's been at about 90 degrees. A 3 and a 2. He's 2 for 2. Maybe looking for more. Longley from 15 feet. It's 10-4 Bulls.
You could see as Michael started to isolate that time, they ran across the floor and doubled him. And when they did that, Luke Longley flashed right to that high post area for that jump shot. Now he can hit that shot. So can Winnington. That's a shot they'll want Purdue to take. Bulls doing a very good job of overpaying passing lanes. Shaquille walked. He changed pivot feet. So what happens right now with Chicago and all those down screens are going high through the pick, and they're playing passing lanes so that they're preventing ball reversal so that they can't get Shaq into the post. So Orlando's going to have to adjust to that and use some pressure releases.
Orlando had only 15 turnovers in game number 1. Bulls had 20 that led to 20 Orlando points here. Orlando's turned it over 3 times already. Michael. This is his first shot. Rebound, Horace Grant.
Now that shot was flat. Michael did not have good arch on that shot. So if they force him to take those kind of shots, they'll be okay, Bob. First 2 shots were point-blank looks, and he really got his feet together.
There's Kukoc doubling down, slipping inside Donald Royal. Loose ball picked up by Longley. Passed out to Pippen. It's 3-on-1. And they called it. Turn it over. Wave off the basket.
Scotty made a fake that he did not need that time, Bob. He had a 3-on-1. He had Michael on the right, B.J. Armstrong on the left. He faked the pass when he didn't have to, caused the violation. That was a giveaway 2 points, or they had numbers. Watch now when they play these passing lanes, Bob. You see that Nick Anderson trying to work very hard to get the pass back. B.J. Armstrong is not letting Horace Grant catch the ball. Pippen is overplaying Hardaway. They've run him completely out of the play, forcing him to break down and go one-on-one. And they had Horace Grant mismatched with B.J. Armstrong, who had no choice but to hold him, and he'll pick up the first foul. That's where the adjustments come in the playoffs. They start running certain plays, and the Bulls say, okay, we're going to switch that. We're going to force you out of there. When Horace saw the mismatch, he has to dive right to the post and make Armstrong play him inside. 4th team foul already against the Bulls. Magic committed no team fouls. Inside to Shaquille, he is hammered hard by Luke Longley, which will be his 2nd personal foul. And Shaquille will go to the line for the first time tonight.
His 2nd penalty situation.
45 is in mothballs, 23 is back.
Orlando Magic scoreless the last 3 minutes, and Shaquille O'Neal, who was fouled by Luke Longley, will go to the free throw line for his first free throw attempts tonight. In game number 1, the story was that this man hit 12 of 16 free throws, including his first 7, and he's 1 for 1 tonight.
Well, you know, I talked to Buzz Brayman today, his shot doctor, and he said, you know, when Shaq makes his conscious effort and he continues to work every day on his free throw shooting, he shoots the ball well. The problem is when Shaq starts shooting it well, he thinks he's got it, and he goes away from it. Shaq in the playoffs has been doing this every day. His numbers are up.
2 for 2 tonight. 10-6 Bulls. Jordan 2 out of 3, including a triple into Luke Longley. Defended alone by Shaquille O'Neal. Down to Jordan. Had to shoot that one over Shaquille O'Neal, who caused him to alter the shot. Anthony Hardaway, defended by Michael Jordan, looking for Shaquille in the post. Double team from Kukoc. 8 on the shot clock. Nick Anderson defended by B.J. Armstrong. There's the double team. 3, 2. Grant has to throw it up, and he hits it. That's a 2. That was a 21-foot, 11-inch two-point shot.
Yeah, if the Magic has to live on that shot tonight, they're in trouble. So they took that right down to the wire. Now remember, Tony Kukoc has not attempted a shot yet. Michael now is 2 for 5. He's missed his last 3. And remember, when Kukoc does not get involved, he has a tendency to drift. So we'll watch that, Bob.
15 seconds on the shot clock for Orlando. 5:37 to go in the quarter. Horace Grant, the finger roll doesn't fall. He'll go to the line. Grant has been scoring early. He's 2 for 2, including this 21-foot, 11-inch bailout, just beating the shot clock.
Again, you see Horace with a presence of mind to know the clock was winding down. This is the veteran presence that he brings to this team. And, you know, Scottie Pippen has been asked to guard him because he's a better defender, and he's the guy that's double teaming. They do not want Kukoc matched up against Horace Grant, and what it's done, it's taken away from Scottie's game. He's not getting the offensive production that he once had before. He was a little bit tired at the end of that game, and we'll have to keep our eye on Scottie Pippen as this game goes on too, Bob, about the effects of his defense and the adjustment that he has made with this particular team. Remember now, that's the position that Horace Grant used to play. They really miss him.
Luke Longley has picked up 3 fouls and goes to the bench. And Will Perdue, who had 8 points in game number 1 in very limited minutes, only 18 minutes. Matter of fact, only 11 minutes. Had 5 rebounds, 8 points, is in early. Bill Wennington, the third of the 3-headed center rotation for Chicago, scored 14 points in game number 1.
Look, we're seeing a little bit up the court pressure here by the Magic, something we've not seen a lot of, forcing Chicago to use a little clock. It's now down to 10 seconds, and they're not yet into their play.
Michael Jordan being defended by Anderson. On the baseline, Jordan. Somebody got a piece of it. Grant with a rebound. Chance for the Magic to take the lead. Nick Anderson's pull-up. Magic by 1.
The Magic have weathered the emotional start. Michael hits his first 2 shots. Pippen hits his. They get down 10 to 4. They keep it together with their defense, and they now lead 11 to 10.
Orlando on a 7-0 run has taken the lead. Michael, after hitting his first 2 shots, is now 2 of 6, missed his last 4.
And Shaquille has had a hand in both of those misses, or 2 of the last 4 misses. Let's watch this, Bob. As they start to go screen roll, Michael's going to go baseline, and we're going to stop it when he gets to a certain area. Scottie comes over, fakes the screen, and we stop it right here, all right? Michael used to do this. He used to soar right this way, and he would take the contact right in this guy's chest and draw the foul. We stop it here. Look, he goes around and jackknifes and looks to try to get the shot up. That's the difference I see in Michael Jordan's game right now. Before, he would have gotten 2 free throws on that play.
15 seconds on the clock as the Bulls get into their offense here. Down 1, Kukoc missing. Ball lost out of bounds by Shaquille O'Neal. It will belong to the Chicago Bulls with 4:47 to go in the first quarter, and the Magic up 11 to 10.
Shaquille O'Neal there with a nice block out, but he loses control of the ball, and you see the hustle and the effort that goes into every possession come playoff time. There are 2 bodies on the floor and 1 in the stands. So only 7 left standing on a loose ball, and we're only in the first quarter.
Pippen inbounding to Jordan with a new 24-second clock. Jordan with that number 23 pulled out of the rafters of the United Center. Down inside to Perdue, who gets his first inside post-up basket.
This is one thing that Shaquille must do. He cannot relax on Will Perdue. Will throw up 8 or 10 points, and those are points that the Bulls should not get from him.
Shaquille out on the high post, lobbing inside to Anderson for the play, who slipped inside of Michael. 13-12 Orlando.
Nick Anderson making Michael work on both ends, not only posting him up, but working him down here on the defensive end. Shaq coming out with the double team.
Jordan hits this jumper after missing 4 consecutive shots, giving the Bulls the lead again in a seesaw battle with 4 minutes to go. First quarter, game 2, Eastern Conference semifinals.
So the Bulls now doing a good job pressuring, forcing 10 seconds to be used on the clock.
And a turnover.
So that's a pass that Penny Hardaway cannot make. He's got to put that one away in the playoffs. Penny's averaging almost 5 turnovers a game. Shaq fronting. Excuse me, Michael fronting in the post. Shaquille O'Neal with a little over-the-top pass. That was a nice play. Normally you see it the other way with Shaq being on the receiving end.
Dennis Scott in the ball game for the first time tonight. place of Donald Royal, who started with a sprained ankle, but Scott will get most of the minutes at that position. Kukoc hard to the hoop. Inside, Purdue has 4. Just as you said, Doug, as soon as Shaquille O'Neal turned his head to Kukoc, he got the ball to Will Purdue, who has 4 quick points.
And we saw this on Sunday afternoon, too. Will Purdue came off the bench 4 of 6. He had 8 points with 5 rebounds.
In 11 minutes.
In 11 minutes. They cannot give him that kind of production tonight.
Horace Grant being defended by Pippen. Nice up and under move, but Pippen gets the rebound, and we get a loose ball foul on Shaquille O'Neal, who threw Will Purdue to the ground.
Bob, let's talk about the 3 centers from Chicago. Longley comes in, more of a stationary player, a bigger body. He gets 3 fouls. Will Purdue more active. He's going to be on the offensive boards. He's going to find the opening. Bill Winnington's going to be a jump shooter. They all bring different things, but they bring 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 fouls in game 1.
Scottie Pippen off the mark on that 3-point attempt. Pippen still looking for some offense. He has been out of sync as Purdue goes down again. The lob into Shaquille O'Neal, who looked to me as though he caught that above the cylinder.
Well,
meaning basket interference.
Yeah, the question was it in the cylinder? If it was, it would have been goaltending. It looked like when he came down with it, his wrists were on the rim with the ball.
Pippen penetrating, looking for some offense, finding no room. Jordan behind a Purdue screen, doesn't fall. Kukoc keeps it alive out of bounds. Orlando ball. Bulls lead 16-15.
Remember now, Bob, you said Will Purdue fell down. Well, when he fell down on this play, watch this. As he falls down, he's guarding Shaq. So what do? You go right to the front of the rim, and no one picks him up, and there he is. See, the ball was up on the rim. He laid it in and dropped it in, but I guess the referee ruled that he took the ball to the rim himself.
Combined, their shoes, you know, are size 42.
That's big.
No wonder they tripped. 2:20 to go in the first quarter. Bulls lead it by 1. From the corner, Dennis Scott, that's a 2.
See, now Dennis Scott's matched up against Kukoc. Kukoc playing Dennis Scott. They can run him off screens. Kukoc does not do a good job of fighting over those picks. When he hits the screen, he has a tendency to stop playing.
Will Purdue trying to draw Shaquille out of the middle. 8 on the shot clock. Isolate Jordan right side against Nick Anderson for 13. Michael Jordan has 9 points in the first quarter.
But I think he's taken 9 shots, so his production is for every shot he's getting 1 point. The Magic can live with that.
He's 4 of 9. 18-17 Bulls. Under 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Penny Hardaway hits the jumper.
Very important right there, Bob. As this game goes on, when he plays that screen roll, he's got to look for his shot. That's a bad foul on Hardaway right there, too. You do not want to take fouls at this stage in the game, because what will happen now, the next one, they'll start shooting free throws.
With 1:31 to go in the first quarter, and Penny Hardaway has his first basket, just 2 points. We have a 19-18 Orlando lead. Bulls ball with 1:31 to go in the first quarter from the arena in Orlando, Florida.
I'm not so sure which team this tempo favors. I think before everybody thought Chicago, but Orlando's become a team that can guard you. So I'm not so sure.
Michael Jordan has 11 points. He's too open, too close, in my view, if I'm giving a critique on the defense.
Well, he's 5 for 10. He's taken 10 shots, and I think if you look at the team, they've taken 19, so he's taken over half the shots.
Well, he's very open in the paint.
Yes, so he's got to do that. He's got to attack, but somewhere along the line, somebody else has got to bring some scoring.
Bills hoping it'll be Scottie Pippen. Dennis Scott traveled before he hit the jump ball. 1:01 to go in the quarter. 2019 Chicago.
Look at Michael getting with that first quick step, that jump stop, the lean in. That's a tough shot. That's that little medium range jump shot. Your tendency is to want to pull the string on that shot and not really follow through and shoot it. You shoot it much better when you can use the backboard.
Shaquille has 1 personal foul, so he'll sit down with 6 points and 4 rebounds, and Tree Rollins will play the final 1 minute of the first period here in Orlando. Jordan's going to try one from 16. Somebody got a hand on that. The officials say, no, you just missed everything. Orlando ball. Horace Grant going to pull up from 17. Michael Jordan on the run, 39 seconds to go in the quarter. B.J. Armstrong open for the jumper. Still looking for his first basket. Michael Jordan, a beautiful play. It won't fall. Purdue is fouled with 29 seconds.
Offensive rebounding. It really hurt Orlando in game 1. They gave up 15 offensive rebounds. out-rebounded the Bulls out-rebounded Orlando 42-33. What happens in a low-scoring game, Bob? Many instances, it's who gets to the free throw line the most, and also who gets the most field goal attempts. So if you do shoot a low percentage, the more shots you get, the better your chances.
Will Perdue is the Shaquille O'Neal of the free throw shooting for the Chicago Bulls. He is now 4 of 11 in the playoffs from the free throw line.
But I don't see people hacking him and putting him on the line.
Might be an idea. Perdue gets 1 out of 2. Bulls by 2, 29 seconds to go first quarter. There's that full court pressure. And the foul is called on Corey Blunt.
See, Corey Blunt's got to be careful now. He's not going to get the latitude to run around with the ball. They'll call a technical on him. Here's the trap. See if he reaches in. I don't see it. If it's a foul, it's going to be on Michael Jordan. But you know that theory. If there's a star beside an inferior player, guess what, Corey? You're going to get it. So that's just the way it works, buddy.
He said that didn't happen when I was in my last years at Cincinnati.
I remember one game in Philadelphia that I was coaching, and Dave Corzine got a foul, and Michael was on the floor, and it was really Michael's foul, and Corzine was griping about getting the foul. And I remember it was Jake O'Donnell. He says, fine, I'll give it to Michael. He wins always fouls on 23. Now I'm upset at Dave because now he got the foul on Michael. Like, Dave, you keep the foul.
And you're wading back into this.
Oh, yes.
Next year it'll be, don't give it to number 33. We have a couple of substitutions here with 25 seconds to go in the quarter. Blunt and Perdue sit down. Kerr and Kukoc come back off the bench. And Nick Anderson has one more free throw. Anderson, by the way, in game number 1 was the man with the steal and 20 points, and he was also 3 of 6 from three-point land. You see Will Perdue and Phil Jackson, they have never been what you call a happy couple. Would you say?
I would probably agree with that, yes.
Kukoc gets the rebound off the Nick Anderson missed free throw.
Well, you know what's going to happen now. Michael's going to hold the ball out. They're going to spread it. You've got three-point shooters and Armstrong, Kerr, even Pippen, and Tony Kukoc. So if you leave the help on Michael, someone will probably get a 3. If not, Michael will try to get a shot off at the foul line or get it to the basket.
Oh, you got to love this. No, it doesn't fall. Michael Jordan has had an erratic first quarter. 5 of 13. Jordan has 11 points in the quarter. That's the end of the first, with the Bulls leading 21-20. The Magic Kingdom in the regular season, where Orlando ruled. Here they have defeated the Bulls in game 1, are down in game 2, ready for the start of the second quarter. The first 9 different lead changes.
Well, let's look at the eyes of Michael Jordan here. Last possession, looking over at the coach, getting the lay of the land here. When do you want me to go? Magic are going to push him left. They do so. Horace Grant comes over and forced him to take a tough shot. Michael has not finished any of those shots tonight. He's 5 for 13. And look, here's another shot around the basket. Michael is not able to finish that shot. That used to be his bread and butter. And if you're Chicago, you've got to be a little concerned. Michael has taken 13 shots. He's made 5. BJ 0 for 3. Kukoc 0 for 2. Pippen 1 of 2.
Pete Myers in the ball game as Michael Jordan rests to begin the second quarter of play. Now the Bulls will look for offense from this man, Scottie Pippen, who has been struggling mightily in the playoff series. And remember, much of the time he is matched up against Horace Grant down on the low post, which keeps Pippen from breaking on the defensive rebounds and getting out on the open court. And now Pippen has to play Anthony Hardaway.
That's what I'm talking about, the adjustments in his game. I mean, we see Shaquille now with a screen roll. But he goes from guarding Horace Grant to now playing Hardaway. So if you want to talk about his offense being limited, that's why. I mean, Scottie's using a lot of energy up because he might be the premier defensive player in the NBA.
10 seconds on the shot clock as the Bulls get into their offense here, looking for something from somebody. There's the foul on Dennis Scott, trying to guard Myers as he brings it around with 11:11 to go in the first half. Tomorrow night,
Keep our eyes on this lineup right now. Pippen in the post against Shaw. See if they double team or let him play one-on-one. Here comes Scott. That'll give Myers the shot.
Myers is going to take it to the hoop, and he pulls a Michael Jordan-like lay-in. The only difference in this game is Myers made it, and Michael hasn't. Got the foul on Purdue holding Shaquille O'Neal when they lob the ball down low.
Bob, what you're watching is Shaquille O'Neal. When he's running in transition, he's not going to the block. He's going to the front of the rim. And he puts tremendous pressure on your center to try to get him out of there. And the minute you push on him, it's a foul. So he's not going to the low post. He's going to the front of the rim. Look where he's posting. Right
inside
into the front of the rim.
paint.
That's right.
And he draws the foul.
Pressure on your team. He's not going to the block.
And we'll go to the free throw line. He was 2 for 2 on his first one. This is a great example, Doug, of what you're talking about.
All right, here's what I'm talking. Here's the low block. Here's where you normally post the guy. Okay, let's watch Shaquille. He's going to go down in the post. And we stop it right here. Look where he's posting. Look how deep he's getting. You're in serious trouble right there. You better hope to get great ball pressure and get a 3-second violation, or he's going to punish you.
O'Neal 2 for 2 tonight as the saga of the Shaquille free throw shooting continues. He had his first 7 in game number 1, and now he's 2 for 3 here in game number 2. The stats, he's getting better, and you pointed this out from the line. 53% in the first round versus Boston, 58. And in game 1, 12 of 16. Phil Jackson's first comment, and this both of these, Phil Jackson's first comment coming out of that game was Shaquille hit too many free throws.
Well, you know what? The man has pride. He knows he doesn't want to get embarrassed, and he knows that they're going to put him on the line 15 or 16 times a night.
Illegal defense.
And if he doesn't concentrate on it, he walks up there and shoots 4 for 16, and they lose the game. They're going to say, see, they can't win with Shaq shooting free throws that poorly.
Jeff Turner checking in. Horace Grant getting a rest. Horace Grant sits down with 5 points and 4 rebounds.
Judd Bushler will be checking in, so it's always a chess match between coaches. You watch film and you say, look, when we get certain guys on the floor, we want to make sure we match up. So with Jeff Turner coming in, they want Judd Bushler to play against him.
Bushler out of Arizona. Jeff Turner, veteran out of Vanderbilt. 2 Vanderbilt players on the floor.
Well, Pippen wanted the ball inside.
Open is Myers, but he elects to give it away to Bushler, who misses the jumper, and Turner gets the rebound.
Really tough to come off the bench, catch the ball the first time, and make a shot.
Bulls up 3, 10-18 to go in the first half. Pick and roll with Hardaway and Shaquille. And nice job by Purdue to change the shot, and Purdue now with a foul. He has 2. Longley on the bench with 3. Remember, the Bulls have 18 fouls to give with their 3-headed center.
The importance of Penny Hardaway getting all the way to the rim. If we stop it right here, look, the center now has to come over. No one to block off Shaquille O'Neal. That's why I think he has to go to the basket, because even if he doesn't score, there's no one to keep Shaquille off the board. No one big enough and strong enough. You've got to draw that opposing center to give Shaq the freedom to move around in that lane.
Here comes the 3rd head, and it is a shaven head. Wearing the crew cut, Bill Winnington steps in now, the 3rd center to be playing against Shaquille O'Neal as you look at Buzz Brayman, the shooting coach who works on O'Neal's free throws. So the Bulls already using up 5 fouls from their 3-headed centers, and they have 3 of them in the game already.
Buzzy took me to task a little bit today. He said, Doug, I heard you talk about Shaq's big hands not being a good free throw shooter. And he said, I disagree with that. I said, that's okay. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Exactly.
So I really believe that guys with big hands have a very difficult time shooting free throws, because I think what happens is their technique sometimes suffers because their thumb has a tendency to get in the way of their shot.
Brian Shaw picked up the personal foul. As you look at the big hands of Shaquille O'Neal and the aforementioned thumb.
Well, if you watch Shaquille, if he misses, it's because he gets the thumb into his shot too much. That's what Pippen has to do a little bit more, too, is he's got to get to the front of the rim.
Chicago by 3. Steve Kerr playing Brian Shaw. Kerr played 25 minutes in game number 1. Jeff Turner's got that perimeter shot inside to Shaw with 10 on the clock. Down inside to Shaquille. He's fouled by Judd Bushler.
Again, what happens? Shaw posts. He gets into the lane. It looks like he's got a shot. Winnington comes over. No one gets back to play O'Neal. That's why they talk about what it does to get into the lane to your defense. It compromises your whole defense.
Chicago leading it by 3. Michael Jordan beginning this second quarter on the bench. He had 11 in the first quarter, and Scottie Pippen now the focus of the offense. Scottie, with this basket, has only 5 points so far.
Well, Scottie will become the focal point of their offense in the thrust. He gets in the lane. He shoots that beautiful little sweeping hook shot. And again, we talk about the adjustments of Scottie Pippen season in the playoffs, and in the playoffs his numbers are way down, his shots are down, his percentage is down. But again, he's putting so much on the defensive end of the floor because Phil Jackson knows he's his best defender, and he has to ask him to do things that maybe Scottie wouldn't want to do on his own. But for this team to win, they have to have him do that to be successful.
Shaquille 4 out of 6 from the line early in the game. The Bulls are staying with their plan to send him there, making 4 out of 7. Hit his first 2, missed his next 2. 9:33 to go in the first half of play in Orlando, with many more attempts than the Bulls, but that doesn't surprise us.
Well, they are now working on their 12th attempt, and they've made 7. Chicago only 1 of 2.
And you pointed out something interesting. Michael took it to the basket 3 or 4 times in that first period, and at no time did he draw the foul.
He did not draw contact, actually went away from the contact and missed a little jackknife shot. There's Judd Bushler, and again, you get in the game, you get warmed up a little bit. Instead of having to shoot it the first time you touch it, you get a little rhythm, and you bury the second one.
2 Arizona Wildcats playing on the floor right beside each other, Bushler and Steve Kerr. 9:08 to go in the first half. The Magic just now getting into an offense with 10 on the shot clock. The pick and roll, and the Bulls playing well. 5. Pippen with a big rebound. Bulls have a 3-on-3. Scottie's going to take it hard to the hoop, draws the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line.
That's Scottie Pippen at his best. Defensive rebound, push it out, give your team fast break opportunities, give yourself numbers. The worst thing that happens, you've got a one-on-one in the open court, and Jeff Turner cannot handle him.
Pippen goes to the line, only shooting 68% during the playoffs. Nick Anderson about to get back into the game for the Orlando Magic. High school in Chicago, played on that Illinois Final Four team with Kendall Gill and Kenny Battle.
See, if I'm Brian Hill, the one thing that really is concerning me is I'm getting nothing off my bench. Game 1, I get outscored 34-14 off the bench, and all 14 were by Dennis Scott.
Excellent defense by Scottie Pippen, and finally Shaquille is fouled. But first of all, Pippen caused him to change his shot twice. Bushler finally fouled Shaquille O'Neal.
Bob, when you look at those numbers in the first game, Horace Grant 42 minutes, 40 for O'Neal, 41 for Hardaway, 40 for Anderson. Dennis Scott gives you 34. Other than that, only 6 by Tree Rollins and 15 by Brian Shaw, so only 14 points. So every time that Brian Hill has gone to his bench, it's almost been, let's just sort of stay in touch. Let's not lose too much ground. Hopefully our starters can win this game. They're going to need some help from Brian Shaw before this series is over.
Looked like Buzz Brayman was over there. Looked like a little league father as he's watching his pupil. There you go. And Shaquille O'Neal is 7 of 10 from the free throw line. And yes, folks, that's 70%. Bulls by 4. Kerr was open for 3 for a moment. Now he has to hit the runner in the lane. Pippen will go to the line again.
Loose balls, second shots, offensive rebounds, all those little hustle stats. What happens, Bob, when you are not rebounding well? All 5 people have to go to the board. That means Dennis Scott, that means Brian Shaw, that means Nick Anderson, because Jeff Turner is not a good rebounder as a power forward. Those guards must get back into the lane and give them some help.
O'Neal there picked up his second personal. I also enjoyed the conversation between you and Brian Hill today, talking about how difficult it is to rebound on the weak side when you're trapping the pick and roll.
It is, because you get yourself in rotations, and there's no one there to really seal off the back of the board. So if you're double teaming, or you're doing a lot of trapping on the screen roll, your team is rotating. So you really don't have a guy to check out that leaves someone free if he'll put himself on that weak side glass.
Paul Mahalik called on Bushler, and the Bulls lead at 31-25, which matches the biggest lead. Bushler now joining in the parade of fouls on the big man. I guess now if you add his, that's 24 fouls the Bulls can use on Shaquille.
If you talk to coaches, one of the things they never want to see is fouling a jump shooter. A jump shooter does not deserve to go to the free throw line. If you're going to get into the lane and take some punishment, maybe. But if you're going to shoot an 18-foot jump shot, get a hand up and do not foul.
Horace Grant back into the game. That'll improve the rebounding of the Orlando Magic significantly. And number 23, Michael Jordan. In case you're dialing in late, Nick Anderson said after game one, when he really shackled Jordan, you know, I can steal the ball from 45, but I don't know if I could have stolen it from 23. Lo and behold, Michael takes off his warm-up here tonight, is introduced at the Orlando Arena, is number 23, taken out of mothballs. However, he's struggling. 5 of 14 from the field.
You're seeing Michael in a lot of weak side action. They're trying to isolate him. Horace Grant going strong to the basket. But Brian Hill had felt like if there were any adjustments Chicago would make, it would be to get Pippen and Jordan in weak side opportunities, either isolations and post-up, where you couldn't give them that much help.
Pippen on the bench now as Jordan checks back in. Wennington at center. Keith Myers defended by Anderson. He's pretty good down in there. He's fouled by Anderson. That's Nick's first personal.
Horace Grant on the receiving end of a nice throw-ahead pass from Brian Shaw. And there he is using the glass nicely. And that's the kind of field goals that Horace used to get in Chicago, those opportunity baskets.
Horace with 7 points here early. Horace Grant had 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals in game number 1. There are the numbers on Horace so far. 31-28, Bulls by 3, 7:36 to go in the first half. Low-scoring game.
And you know what? You said it right a while ago, Bob. We went commercial. A very disjointed game. No rhythm. A lot of stoppages of play. A lot of free throws being taken by the Magic.
7 on the shot clock. Dennis Scott looking to post up Anderson. There's the double team. Very tough shot. Air ball caught by O'Neal, and he's fouled. Nice play by Shaquille O'Neal.
Now, are they going to give him a 2-shot foul? Is it a controlled catch, or was it a tip?
He'll say it was a tip. He's going to get 2.
See Shaq working on that offensive board. You know, you almost have to face guard him and play him like a Dennis Rodman and just say, look, I'm going to get up in you, and I'm not going to let you get this ball, because you can't arm wrestle with Shaquille O'Neal. This man is way too powerful.
7'1", 303 pounds. But I think literally, I was going to make a joke about it, but literally 7% body fat. I need to get him a couple of Twinkies, don't you think? just to round him out.
Hang out with us, have a little mayo for lunch. We'll change that in a hurry.
Don't make me tell your mayonnaise story. Don't make me tell America about you and your mayonnaise. You've hidden it all these years.
The mayonnaise and French fries. He can join us over here in a hurry.
Oh, we can take care of Shaquille. You've got a mayonnaise French fries guy on your team in Detroit you'll have to deal with.
Oh, let's not talk about that. I don't want to get a headache.
Kerr. 7 minutes to go in the first half, and the Bulls leading now by a narrow 1. They were up by 6. Michael Jordan is now 5 of 15. That's 33% shooting.
3 of his last 13. He hit his first 2, remember? See Kerr now playing against Nick Anderson. They're going to have to double team. Horace Grant will get the shot if they'll kick it out.
Traveling is the call on Brian Shaw. And look at the look on the face of that pleasant gentleman. Speaking of pleasant gentlemen, Brian Hill today said, you ask him, how are you approaching this team going into this big game? Like what he said, business-like, matter of fact, we're good, we have a job to do. The Bulls up by 1, 6:39 to go in the half. Craig Sager, any more information on the Michael Jordan fashion attire tonight?
I tell you, they say the clothes make the man. His uniform definitely the talk. Michael Jordan will be fine tonight, not for bringing 23 out of the rafters, but wearing shoes predominantly white, while his teammates are wearing those predominantly black. He was warned. In fact, I was in the locker room when black shoe polish was delivered. However, he was so focused on the return of 23, he decided to pay the fine and worry about it later. As for the jersey, John Ligmanowski, the equipment manager, has had number 23 all along. So give the assist to John, because it was his idea, and he had it in the locker all season.
Greg, I've got to ask you to check on this for a later report on the continuing saga of 23. Why did he have it in his locker all season?
Like
Michael Jordan with 23, but it's not helped him so far tonight. 5 of 15, missed his last 5. That's 33%. The rest of the Bulls, 7 of 16, only 44%. But however, they're 12 of 21, 39% for the whole team.
When you look at the Magic, it's the free throw line. They are 8 of 10 points from the free throw line. Tony Kukoc's first 2 points of the game. Remember, I told you about Tony. You don't get him involved early. If he doesn't get offensively on track, he'll have a tendency to drift a little bit. That's his first field goal attempt here since missing his first 2 in the first quarter.
Yeah, he's been somewhat invisible. Brian Shaw steps around Kerr, hits the leaner, and that's a big bucket. 33-32 Bulls. Orlando Arena, Game 2, Eastern Conference semifinals. Orlando up 1 game to none. Bulls leading this one 33-32. Dennis Scott commits the foul, and Michael Jordan is at the free throw line, where he is only struggling in every way tonight. 5 of 13 from the floor, and now he's missed the free throw.
Michael was too quick with that one. His motion is way too fast. That was much better, and he still missed it. So Michael really struggling right now. And the Bulls still winning. It's sort of amazing right now when you look up at the scoreboard that they're up 1.
Shaquille gets the pass from Brian Shaw. He scores the basket. He'll go to the line. And Michael Jordan is really beside himself. Words for Bill Wennington. You know he's irritated with himself. And now the Magic have taken the lead, and they will build on it.
How about this statistic? Shaquille O'Neal has been fouled 10 times tonight by 6 different Chicago Bulls. So everybody's getting a piece of the shack right now. Good concentration, good strong finish. And Shaquille O'Neal going back to the free throw line for his 13th attempt of the first half. Now remember, we've got to keep track in the second half. They've had a tendency to go away from him. But with him shooting free throws like this, Bob, I think they've got to keep pounding the ball inside to him.
This one. Pippen back in the game with the rebound. 9-2 run Orlando as they regain the lead 34-33. Bulls had led by 6. 5:47 to go in the half. Purdue back in for Wennington, who was not much of a factor while he was in there as the Chicago Bulls' third center.
Wennington did not get one of those little medium-range jump shots that he's so effective with in game 1. 4
seconds on the shot clock. 3, 2, at the buzzer. Side of the backboard. Dick Bavetta with the call.
That ball did not hit the rim, I don't think. If so, it'll be the Chicago Bulls basketball. We'll have to see. Let's see. Did the ball hit the rim? Was it a shot clock violation? Keep your eye. Ball hits the backboard. Hit the rim. It did hit the front of the rim.
Nevertheless, they're going to jump it at center court. Inadvertent whistle, and that's you're probably right on the money. The officials thought there was a shot clock violation.
Yes.
Later, after checking with Bill Oakes, he found out it did hit, and so since they stopped the play, they'll jump it at center court.
Very good call. You say, why would they stop the play? Because they didn't think it hit, and when they blow the whistle, the play stops. You know,
Michael Jordan missed his last 6. He's now 5 of 16.
You know what? I looked at Michael on that last possession after he missed that shot, almost like he went over to Scottie Pippen, like, Scottie, what am I doing wrong?
Air ball thrown up by Brian Shaw.
Double foul, Will Perdue and Shaquille O'Neal, I think.
Yeah, that's the call from Dick Bavetta.
Be a double foul and a jump ball. Let's keep our eye on Shaquille and Will Perdue, both wrestling underneath the basket. And a double foul right there. You see it. There'll be a jump ball. So we're seeing back-to-back jump balls here. Inadvertent whistle and double foul. How many jump balls do we see in an NBA game? We're seeing here 2 back-to-back.
At center court, no less. 3 fouls now on O'Neal and Perdue. The key here is 3 fouls already on Shaquille O'Neal. Pippen's jump hook goes down in the lane, and the Bulls certainly would like to see some more of that. Bulls regain the lead by 1.
Well, that could be a very, very big thing then for Orlando, Bob. I did not realize that was the 3rd foul. You still have almost 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And Shaquille's going to have to sit down.
8 on the shot clock. Nick Anderson banging into Jordan, outweighs him by about 20 pounds. Uses his physical strength to nail that turnaround 10-footer.
Remember now, though, in game 3 in Boston Garden, Shaquille set out the entire second quarter, and it was the best quarter the Magic played the whole game.
You got that right. Jordan on the drive. It's on Nick Anderson, and he just picked up 2 quick ones. So Nick Anderson now has 2, and Michael will go to the line where he is 0 for 2. Shaw sits down, Anthony Hardaway in, and Sri Rollins comes in for Shaquille.
Watch Michael Jordan now, the rhythm of his shot. He used to take his time with the dribble, and when he came up, there was a little bit of a hesitation. It looks like he's really coming out of his shot quickly. Let's keep our eye on this.
Well, 23 had no training camp, you know.
That's a little bit better. That was a better rhythm. Michael is such a rhythm player, as all great players are, and when you disrupt that enough, it will take you out of your comfort zone. And Michael right now needs this second also to go, and he gets it down.
37-36 Chicago, 4:33 to go in the first half of play. Michael Jordan still leading scorer with 13. Matching O'Neal, or actually O'Neal has 15. That's Nick Anderson for 3. Big bucket, 2-point Magic lead.
Nick Anderson cannot pick up his third right now, though. With him going to be the guy that carries their offense, and Shaquille sitting down, he has to stay away from his third foul.
Traveling on Scottie Pippen. The Bulls can't get anything happening offensively. However, that's only Chicago's 2nd turnover of this ball game with 4 minutes plus to go in the first half. But Orlando, 2-point lead.
You know, there's a lot of questions coming into the playoffs. Can the Magic defense, can they guard well enough to win? You know what? If they win this series, it will be because of their defense. It's where Hardaway must attack.
7 on the shot clock. Hands it off. Loose ball picked up by Michael Jordan. Stripped away. Pippen wrestling his former teammate Horace Grant, and they'll jump it up.
That's what I was talking about, the defense, Bob. Look what's happened. Regular season, they gave up 104, now 87. Their opponent's field goal percentage down almost 5%, and they're forcing almost 3 turnovers. That's how you win in the playoffs.
Well, this is yet another jump ball here tonight. Grant and Pippen will jump this one. Horace Grant, who was brought here from Chicago as a free agent to add maturity, his 3 championship rings to this team, said he felt very unwanted in Chicago, never even bought a house there. He's in Orlando, he's buying a house, and he said that's the difference in how he feels about these 2 organizations. Anderson, Scott for 3. Jordan tips the rebound to Scottie Pippen. Bulls down 2. Stripped away by Horace Grant.
Another jump ball here?
Yes, sir. That's
it's the record.
Jump balls.
NBA playoff record. 4 jump balls in the last 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Scottie Pippen gets the ball knocked away from his old buddy Horace Grant there. So Horace Grant has done a nice job on Scottie, just helping out enough to prevent him from getting all the way to the front of the rim. And again, without Shaquille O'Neal, they don't have a shot blocker. So it's important for them to keep Chicago out on that perimeter shooting jump shots and off that free throw line. And I will tell you once again, Nick Anderson must play this last 3:26 without picking up his 3rd foul. Ball will be tipped back here to Michael Jordan.
Off his hands and back to Pippen.
The teams don't practice jump balls that much.
Kerr is open for the 3. That's a big one. That's the first even. Kerr has not even had a crack to shoot tonight. Well, that's his first even near open.
You're a coach over there, so you tag Steve Kerr every time down. Do not give him an inch, because this guy, every time he shoots you think it's going in.
Nick Anderson hits the bucket, backing Jordan in, and will go to the line. And Michael Jordan now has his first personal.
Let's talk about tough-minded people. We know Michael Jordan is. People are finding out so is Nick Anderson. It's a young man who has got a heart. He's letting it show tonight. Look at him back in on Michael. He's not giving an inch. He's saying, Michael, you might have changed jerseys, but I'm going to still make you play me tonight.
Nick has 12 points, 5 of 7 from the floor. Delivering his own offense also, and the Magic up by 1.
I'll tell you, if I am Brian Hill and I can buy maybe a minute without Nick Anderson, I'm going to try to do that. Look at
Steve Kerr got the pick and the lay-in as he finishes. Steve Kerr's playing very well. In game number 1, Steve Kerr had 11 points in 25 minutes, including 2 of 2 from 3 land. Jordan goes for the steal. Hardaway open for 3.
Well, he needed that one. Anthony Hardaway's been shooting 19% in the playoffs from the three-point line after shooting 35% in the regular season. You see Penny Hardaway shaking his head, saying, thank you, I needed that one.
2:23 to go in the first half. Magic have regained the lead. They're up by 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, stop.
Yeah, the last game was a steal. Michael Jordan is 5 of 16 so far. The rest of the Bulls, 11 of 20.
Well, you know, we worked on this today a little bit, Bob, not to continue to beat this, but in the playoffs combined, Pippen and Kukoc have taken 116 shots. Winnington actually, in about 60 less minutes, has taken more shots than B.J. Armstrong. And as we go into tonight, we'll check how that factors in. Michael, 16 field goals, the next one 5, and you see 3, 3, 2, and 3. So Michael not shooting well, but again, once his team's still there.
Purdue gets the offensive board knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to the Bulls as Scottie Pippen missed from the perimeter again. And Anthony Hardaway and Dennis Scott ran into each other. Hardaway shaking off what looks like a sore knee.
Remember, though, he jammed his toe at the end of game 1 as he tried to drive to the basket. He got a foul and jammed his toe. They took him out. And I wonder if maybe he did that once again. He looks like he's walking very gingerly.
Yeah.
He and Scottie Pippen collided as they came off the screen after Scottie attempted the shot and missed it.
They have to clean up some perspiration from the floor with 2:14 to go in the first half. 44-42. A game that has yet to really determine any kind of character for either team. It's been a seesaw affair. Traveling Kukoc. Magic with the ball, up by 2. 2 minutes to go, first half. Both teams over the limit with the fouls.
Hardaway posting up. That means Horace Grant will probably get the shot at the top. Bad
Jordan
pass.
with the steal on the break to Kukoc. One touch to Pippen. What a beautiful play by the big 3 from the Bulls.
See, Anthony Hardaway tried to make a cross-court pass there out of that double team. Michael Jordan was laying there. Horace Grant is open at the top of the circle. Right there, and he can swing the ball, and there's where the shot should come from.
Anderson tries the 3. Tree Rollins can't hold on to it. Tied at 44. Bulls back. Jordan looking to go to the basket, and he gets his first layup of the night.
And a great back pick that time. I couldn't tell who set the play, but a great back pick that allowed Michael to get all the way to the basket. Someone got Nick Anderson at half court, and then another screen about the free throw line freed Michael for his easiest field goal of the night.
A lot of times Michael Jordan will get back into a game when he's struggling offensively with defense.
Well, here it is, the skip pass across, and you see Michael reading it all the way. And watch the pick on Nick Anderson. You're not going to see it on this play. It's a no-look pass. The touch pass from Kukoc right to Scottie Pippen. But here's the play. Watch the play. There's a screen, 1. Here's a switch. And here comes another one right there by Will Purdue.
Big
so
one.
2 little subtle screens enables Michael Jordan to get an easy basket, something that he needed.
Looks like Emmitt Smith running for the Dallas Cowboys, getting some good downfield blocking. Craig Sager, what do you have?
Well, the roster change was not given to the league about a change of numbers. The Orlando Magic are very upset because they say you cannot change a number without notifying the office. I just called Rod Thorne, the Vice President of Operation. His comment is, we will review it and we'll make a statement tomorrow, but this definitely was against the rules. You cannot change numbers without notifying the league.
Unless you're Michael. Royal now in for Orlando.
Michael will worry about the fine later, just like his shoes. I think he can pay that.
Hey. Anthony Hardaway being defended by Kerr, steps around the Horace Grant screen, and on the rollout gets it out there, but first the foul. It's on Steve Kerr. Difference in the NBA today and when he played not that many years ago, and there has been a major change in the players, in their age, in their attitudes, and it'll be interesting to hear the opinions of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Well, no one would know any better than Kareem. He's been through probably more teammates than anybody with the years he's been in the league, and no one did it with any more grace than him either.
B.J. Armstrong replaces Corey Blunt. B.J. and Steve Kerr both on the floor now at the same time. Armstrong is 0 for 3 tonight and has not scored.
I'm going to say it again. Nick Anderson has 2 fouls. He's got a little over a minute to play. He's got to stay away from his third because Shaquille already has 3. They cannot have those guys in foul trouble to start the second half.
Here's an opportunity as Jordan isolates. Off the curl, Pippen back to Jordan on the screen. We've got a hand check foul on Donald Royal.
His first penalty situation.
Bulls were in a little offensive trouble there. Royal reaches out with the hand on Michael. He goes to the free throw line with the game tied at 46. Michael Jordan is only 2 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. Make it 2 of 5. And the crowd starting to razz him. Doesn't get it, and Shaquille O'Neal is shooting a higher percentage from the free throw line than Michael Jordan at this point in the game.
Chicago substitution number 10.
Well, look at that look on Michael Jordan's face. You talk about determination and being upset with yourself. You know, we've talked so often about what kind of competitor this guy is, but it is killing him right now that he stepped up there and missed those free throws and that he's not making the shots he normally makes.
Shaq is 10 of 13. Michael only 2 of 6. Who would have thunk that? Anderson trying to defend Kukoc now with 44 seconds in the half. Up and under from Tony, off the glass, and gets the bounce.
Very smart play by Nick Anderson, though, not to reach in and get a silly foul. Better to give up 2 points than to take yourself out of the game.
Once again, the Bulls playing terribly offensively, but leading in the game. Actually, by 2. Hardaway with a jam, and that'll tie it with 27 to go in the first half. And Scottie Pippen threw it off of Michael Jordan, who wasn't even aware the ball was coming. Let's see this, if they have anything to say. Apparently not.
It's amazing. The Bulls are out of sync, and they're still tied right now. I mean, like I said in our opening, they're up 1 with 18 seconds to go in game 1 with Michael and Scottie 10 for 33. And you say, how are they even tied in this game right now?
Royal open from about 12 feet. Offensive foul on Donald Royal. It'll be Bulls ball with 12 seconds to go in the first half, tied at 48.
I think there were 27 seconds to go when the Magic got that possession. Why is Donald Royal going to the basket with 12 seconds? Why not hold it out, get the last possession, and maybe go in with the lead? Now you give the Bulls a chance to score and go in up 2, or you also get a Nick Anderson foul.
And Michael Jordan driving hard to the hoop. They're going to call the personal on Anthony Hardaway.
That was very close for Nick Anderson to be his 3rd.
So Michael Jordan, 2 of 6 from the line, will go back to the line, and Phil Jackson trying to get Torrey Blunt into the game. Nevertheless, Michael has 15 points on 17 shots. This is unbelievable. I have never seen, in my 11 years covering Michael Jordan, this kind of struggle from the floor and from the line. He is 2 for 7. The crowd starting to really get on him now. 4 seconds in the half. Steve Kerr tips it out of bounds with 0.6 of a second. Shaquille O'Neal was fouled early and often by the Bulls, 9 times by 6 different players, but he hit 10, 9 of 13 of them. That would have counted from Anderson. The Bulls, unbelievably to me, to these eyes, lead this game 49-48. I'll be interested in hearing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's analysis, and then after that, Doug's, as to how that happened. Michael has 16. He's taken 17 shots. And we talked about Jordan and Pippen. They had a miserable offensive showing in game number 1. Not a heck of a lot better here tonight.
Yeah, but look at the turnovers way down. Shots really down to about 9. Scottie Pippen had a big first half. He was 4 of 7, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, had 4 assists, and had 13 points. So Scottie, when Michael sat down, really got himself involved in the offense. Also, too, when you look at these other guys, Tony Kukoc only 4 field goal attempts, and B.J. Armstrong does does not have a field goal. He's 0 for 3. If he continues to struggle, Phil Jackson will come in with Steve Kerr. He has great confidence in him.
Bulls have the ball up by 1 as we begin the second half from the Arena in Orlando, Florida. Scottie Pippen kicks it to Armstrong from 18 feet. Cannot buy a basket. B.J. Armstrong is 0 for 4 tonight. And he's an excellent shooter.
Excuse me, Bob. Hardaway's got to continue to go at him, too. He had big success in the first half. Michael's illegal. They let him get away with that going inside the shack. See, they will not play Royal on the perimeter because he wants to drive. See?
Jordan with the steal. This will be good. Well, it wasn't great, but it was good.
Donald Royal will not shoot the jump shot. So Michael faked at him, put it on the floor, read the pass, got the steal. That's where you got to have Dennis Scott on the floor. So they're buying minutes with Royal right now.
Excellent play by Scottie Pippen, who came from the weak side. As Shaquille O'Neal spins around Luke Longley, Pippen was there to block the shot, and we're going to get a jump ball. Excellent play by Scottie Pippen defensively. 51-48 Chicago.
What's a horrible toss. I don't know how Shaquille got a piece of that ball.
Here they go again with this. Now Shaquille finds the open man on the short hop to Horace Grant, who hits the jumper. That was a tough fielding play for Horace.
Well, you know what they did? They dove Donald Royal through, forced the guy to pick him up, and then spotted up Anderson and Grant on the perimeter because they're better shooters.
Pick and roll with Jordan and Armstrong, posting Michael against Hardaway. 10 on the shot clock. Fadeaway jumper from the baseline. Michael Jordan. He has 2 attempts and 2 baskets here in the second half.
Is that not the way he started the game?
As a matter of fact, it's exactly. What a memory you have. That was only, what, 24 minutes ago.
Give me about an hour.
Jordan commits the foul, punching it away from Nick Anderson. That's number 2 on number 23. And let's bring you up to date on this again. In case you joined us late, Michael Jordan is, in fact, wearing number 23. As we take a look at the last play of Michael's jump shot here, he switched from 45 to 23, is also wearing shoes that don't match his teammates. We understand he'll be fined for that. Didn't report his number to the league before changing it.
See, Royal will not shoot that shot. He wants to go right to the basket.
Horace will shoot that one. Horace Grant, 11 points, 2 field goals here, 53-52. This is also how the first quarter started, as Grant hit 2 jump shots early in the ballgame.
Now remember, Shaquille O'Neal sat down the last 6 minutes of the half and the entire halftime.
That's a 3.
Coach Berry's a 3. What I mean by that, if you look at Shaq right now, he's not into this game. He's sort of been out of it so long, they've got to get him actively involved. They've got to get him sweating, getting him involved in the game.
He's not even down on the block right now. He was out high. Now on the weak side with Longley guarding him as Hardaway backs in over Armstrong. Good defense by Armstrong. The tip missed by Grant, and the rebound by Kukoc with the Bulls on the run. Kukoc hard to the hoop off of that left hand. Pippen is there to follow. Loses the ball in the paint. Nick Anderson. Stolen by Jordan. Pippen lurking underneath the hoop. Jordan's pull up. Oh yes, he's 3 for 3 in this half.
Playing in a better rhythm, playing in a much better rhythm this half. Not doing things too quickly.
You talked about his rhythm is very key. I know when you coached him, did you keep that in mind as you coached him?
Absolutely,
his rhythm?
and the reason, because Michael is hyper by nature. And in a game like this, for 3 days, all he's read about is what he didn't do on Sunday. And his tendency is to come out in the first quarter and do it all. And what happens, maybe with him getting a little tired, it's going to be a benefit for him because it's going to calm him down a little bit, playing in a much better rhythm this half than he did in the first.
You can even see it here as he pulls up and takes what you would call a relaxed jump shot.
Absolutely.
How about those shoes? They look like spats and knickers or something from the 20s.
On him, they look like gold, though, don't they?
You said it.
If you and I wore those, they'd run us out of town.
There you see in the first half, Michael 6 of 17, 3 of 3 here. Chicago now getting some points off turnovers. We reported this as we went away as one of the differences in this game. Chicago 14 points off turnovers. Orlando only 2 points off turnovers. It is a 6-point Bulls lead. That matches the biggest lead by either team in this game. Jordan hawking Nick Anderson. Double team on Shaquille by the time the ball got there. Walk. That's a travel, as Doug called, and it'll go to Chicago with a chance to build their biggest lead of the game.
They're not giving enough patience. Tony Kukoc was waiting for the double team as soon as the ball went in. They must make him clear. He's got to clear to get legal, then throw the ball to him, make them now come double team.
They're isolating Kukoc against Grant, but he gets rid of the ball to Pippen, who drives the lane. Pull-up jumper doesn't fall. A foul first on Orlando.
And if I'm Brian Hill, I got to think strongly about coming in here with Dennis Scott for his offense. Forget about his defense. Donald Royal is struggling right now.
Yeah.
He's having a difficult time moving on that ankle. We got to talk to him about that because he did injure his ankle, and they need this man shooting right here. 1 for 2 in the first half, but he gave them 14 points off the bench in game 1.
And I kidded him today. Of course, you remember him from playing at Georgia Tech. I kidded him today about starting to call him D. Scott because he played a little defense. Here's Jordan sneaking in, wanting to rebound, didn't go his way. Loose ball, Shaquille.
They've got to find a way to get the ball to Shaquille so he can go quickly without being double teamed. Right now, the Bulls have locked into them. And they know right where to come on that double team, and they're allowing Royal to be the guy that has to make the shot.
7 on the shot clock now. Down to 5. Shaquille just backed in, easily missed the lay-in. His own rebound and drew the foul.
That's okay, though. They got him involved. They got him a shot point blank. He missed it, and he made a great effort to react and go back and get the offensive rebound. But they're putting the pressure on him to say, Shaq, we're going to make you continue to make free throws.
Luke Longley picks up his 4th personal foul. Will Perdue, who played most of the minutes at center other than Longley in the first half, has 3 personals, and Bill Winnington is carrying 2 personal fouls, and almost all of them committed against Shaquille O'Neal. There's Winnington sporting the new haircut. I guess you heard our fan here talking to Shaquille. Or was he talking to you, Doug?
I think he was talking to Penny Hardaway. You got to make something happen. And like Penny goes, no kidding. Like my daughter in the soccer game the other day, I said, come on, Kelly, you need a goal. And she goes, really, Dad?
Little league father. Little league father. 7:48 to go, third quarter. 10 on the shot clock for Chicago. Jordan 3 for 3. Make it 4 for 4, and there is no question he is slowed down in more of a rhythm. Doug, you hit that right on the button.
Everything was quick in that first half. That was 3 days worth of adrenaline and a rush for him to come out and get it all back in one day, and it just doesn't happen.
Shaquille misses the turnaround jumper. Longley runs it down. Bad pass. Horace Grant stepped in for the steal. Shaquille with a monster jam and the foul on Longley. That's 5. Here comes Perdue. Longley 5 fouls, made the turnover pass, and Phil Jackson has the hook.
Bob, we're going to take a look. We'll stop it right here, okay? Let's stop this. You never make an outlet pass in the middle of the floor. An outlet pass is out here. You don't do that because what happens is they read that, and it's serious trouble. Now what you've done is you've got the Magic struggling, and you give them an emotional play. Look at Shaq. He's excited now. Possible three-point play opportunity. And if he scores, it's now a 5-point game. So instead of being down 8 to go to 10, you're now down 5. That's how the course of games change. And especially on a fundamental error, you don't throw the ball in the middle court on an outlet pass. B.J. Armstrong off baseline screens. He's 0 for 4 from the floor tonight. 10 on the shot clock. Pick and roll with Perdue. Open man Pippen, now 7. Pippen hard to the hole. It doesn't go, but Michael follows. Jordan with the offensive rebound. Jordan has, we're talking about him struggling, 26 points, and we're not even halfway through the third quarter. Yeah, and he's got 10 points on 5 shots this half.
Horace Grant is open down the lane. He's fouled. He'll get a 3-point opportunity. Horace Grant, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. You wonder why they won 3 championships in Chicago.
Magic, Orlando, timeout.
Foul is on Kukoc.
14-5.
Chicago 63-58 midway through the third quarter. Well, it was a very big hoop-de-doo at the United Center in Chicago when Michael and his family was there to raise number 23 to the rafters as he would forever be remembered. But what? There's 23 here tonight. He retired 45. Greg? Wow, actually he told me on Monday, but I was sworn to secrecy, and I think I've done a darn good job of holding it in. Don't you, Doug?
I always knew you could keep a secret.
Michael Jordan, 5 of 5 in the third, 26 points, 11 of 22 field goals now, 4 steals, which has been a significant contribution he's made that should not go unnoticed as Grant misses the free throw. Purdue with the rebound. And we keep a track of Jordan's field goal shots and his points right now. 26 points, 22 field goal attempts.
He starts getting up over 1.4 per possession, and you're in trouble.
Pippen with 7 on the shot clock. Donald Royal defending Scotty. Down to Purdue. Couldn't handle the pass. 5-point Bulls lead. Bulls had an opportunity to build it to 10. Bad pass from Longley turned into a 3-point play. That's how we got to 5, and it could be even less. They go down to Shaq against the double team. Rebound Pippen.
Shaquille better get back. He's got 3 fouls. He doesn't want to commit a silly one just because he missed a shot.
B.J. Armstrong hits his first bucket of the game. And if you like him at all, and you gotta like B.J. Armstrong, you have to feel good that finally he gets one to go down.
Well, again, the transition offense, when Chicago gets early looks in transition, they run B.J. ahead. They give him those opportunities. He's going to make the majority of those. This is the guy they need to get moving right now, Anthony Hardaway.
Hardaway wanted to go for the leaning jumper, didn't go, and Grant took it anyway, and the foul underneath the hoop. Whistle, score the basket, and a loose ball foul is on Orlando.
I think it's on Shaquille O'Neal.
That's 4.
That's right. He pushed
significant,
off.
Doug.
Oh, big time. No, I think he pushed off on Michael Jordan when they were going for the loose ball. Now, if you're Brian Hill, what do? You're down 6. He's already set out about 6 minutes of the second quarter with fouls. You roll dice, you leave him on the floor, and he gets 5, and they say, Coach, why'd you leave him in? You take him out, and you go down 12, and they say, Coach, why'd you take him out? So you better hope that he stays away from fouls right now, and your team stays in the game.
Pippen for 3. That's a big bucket, and the Bulls have built their biggest lead, 69-60, with 5:12 to go in the third, and Shaquille with 4 fouls.
I still say Anthony Hardaway has got to be more aggressive going to the basket.
There he was, and B.J. Armstrong commits the foul.
He has to score, because right now when you go into the double team on Shaquille O'Neal, they're forcing Donald Royal to take the outside shot. Dennis Scott is now on the floor, so you've got 3 perimeter guys, but Anthony Hardaway in foul trouble must get his team to the basket. There's Scottie Pippen once again loading up the 3, and he and Michael Jordan have come alive. Remember, 10 for 33 in game 1. Now combined they are 16 for 31, so they're shooting over 50%.
Seven-point Bulls lead, 4:59 to go. Third quarter, Bob Neal, Doug Collins, Greg Sager with you from the Arena in Orlando, Florida. Bulls hoping to even the series. Jordan has not missed in the second half, now has 28 points.
I still think that as he got rid of that nervous adrenaline, he's settled into a rhythm now. He's playing great basketball. This is bad news if you're a Magic fan. Better hope you can maybe get another foul on him going against Nick Anderson.
That's exactly what Nick Anderson did as he drives into Michael Jordan. And that'll be 3 against Michael.
The foul number 23, Michael Jordan.
It's Michael Jordan. Now, we talked about the weak side options, and this is what happens when you get Michael on the weak side. It gives him an opportunity to go either baseline or to the middle. When he gets on the strong side of that triangle, you can push him baseline down to people. So Brian Hill talked about the opportunities for Michael Jordan tonight, coming more on the weak side, and Michael now getting to the middle of the floor, elevating, now shooting 12 for 23, his percentage up over 50%.
14 points for Nick Anderson, not to go unnoticed. 71-64 Bulls. And Michael now carrying 3 personals. Shaquille with 4. Isolated against Nick Anderson. Stripped away, and a beautiful play by Anthony Hardaway. That's a little bit of his own medicine.
They need to get Dennis Scott free for a shot.
Anderson misses the 3. Loose ball run down by Dennis Scott. 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Anthony Hardaway hard to the hoop. Pippen is there. He stepped out of bounds. Chicago ball.
We're going to watch Michael Jordan here now. This is called the weak side of the triangle. We'll stop it right here. Over here is the strong side. And when they cut through, he gets to the weak side. We stop it right here. Now he can go baseline or he can come middle. He's got both options. This time Anthony Hardaway gives him help because we stop it right there. He is right in the lane, and here's great help from behind. But when you give Michael the option to go either way, he's almost impossible to defend.
And we have a Chicago timeout on the floor with the Bulls up 71-64.
Coupons for valuable prizes, including
Orlando on the wrong end of a 71-64 score for them. They're trying to maintain their dominance at home.
Well, they've got to overcome three things. We always look for trends in the NBA title. The last team to lead the league in scoring and win was the Warriors. So there's one thing they've got to overcome. The last in free throw percentage, the team to do it, is the Lakers. And the third is the worst or losing road record. And the last team was the Bullets. So they got three things they've got to try to overcome to win the championship this year.
Pippen rims it up.
Michael Jordan, again, perfect in the second half. Shaquille O'Neal sitting down. They've got to be able to maintain touch with the field here. They got outscored 15-12 with Shaquille down on the bench for 6 minutes in the first half.
Dennis Scott forces up a three, but the weak side rebound goes to Nick Anderson. Takes it in hard, back to Grant from 17. He won't miss many of those.
Horace is playing great. Horace, the first time he played against Chicago was totally out of sync. He was so wired up. They got beat by 30-plus points. Since that point in time, he settled into a rhythm. And if you remember correctly, in game one, he had 10 big third-quarter points when they really needed it. He has that tonight, 17 in the game.
71-66 Chicago, 3:16 to go, third quarter. Michael Jordan came out of the second half on fire. Kukoc hard to the hoop. What a shot by Tony. When he goes to his left, he is magical down on the baseline.
Well, he can also pass, too, so you have to be so very careful to make the total commitment because he will drop that ball off to somebody for an easy dunk. Hardaway posting against BJ. They'll have to double team him.
Wennington was late getting there. Phil Jackson just exploded off the bench at Bill Wennington.
See, Bill Wennington has not been a factor with his shooting. And with Tree Rollins in the game, they could get him a screen roll jump shot on the baseline. Let's see if they can free him up.
Pippen's going hard to the hoop, over Tree, followed by Wennington on the weak side. Well, that's not how they drew it, but it is 2 points.
See, Bill Wennington loves to tip dunk off the run. He loves to get a running start, and he's very good at that.
Anderson against Jordan. Remember, Michael has 3 fouls. They left Horace Grant open. Jordan couldn't save it. Magic ball, 10 on the shot clock.
Boy, Tree Rollins is having a difficult time holding onto the ball. He mishandled about 2 or 3 rebounds in the first half, and he's telling Horace Grant, Horace, shoot that ball. I'll rebound and I'll block shots. I'm not looking to score.
10 to shoot for the Magic. Hardaway has it punched away by B.J. Armstrong, down to 7. Tough shot by Anthony Hardaway.
He's got to go to work on B.J. Armstrong because he creates a double team just like Shaquille does, and he's a better passer.
Bulls by 5.
2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes to go in the quarter. 10 on the shot clock. Pippen sees an opening, I think. He hits Wennington on the baseline, just what you were talking about. Pippen steals the rebound, and we get an over-the-back foul. Loose ball on Penny Hardaway. This is the arena in Orlando. They are sitting on their hands at the moment because this crowd is nervous. Orlando with the best record in the NBA at home in 1994-95. Down by 5. They barely won game 1 in a squeaker. Pippen on the drive, loses it again. Chicago ball, and Brian Hill came unstuck.
Dick Bavetta did not see it. He was looking for help. He told Paul Mahalik, I need some help, and Paul said it's it's Chicago basketball. Brian Hill did a little quick jab step there.
And Pippen had decked Penny Hardaway on that play too, getting a little physical. B.J. Armstrong, he likes this spot, not this time.
Horace Grant's playing a great game. He is playing a terrific game for the Magic. 17 points, 9 rebounds.
And Hardaway tried to split the Armstrong-Corey Blunt double team, and B.J. Armstrong will pick up the personal foul. That's his 3rd. And now the Orlando Magic will be shooting from the free throw line as the Bulls are in the penalty.
the growing up of a young, great player under fire. That's what Penny Hardaway is doing right now. First playoff series against Boston, he was a little tentative. Now he's looking to push it a little bit more. Shaquille is sitting down. He realizes if I don't keep us close, we have no chance.
Doug, this is very interesting as Penny has 16 points, looking for 17. Not going to find it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes the Magic play more smoothly with Shaquille, dare I say it, on the bench.
Well, that's true because he's not down there taking up space.
There's a hold on Dennis Scott.
And you can space the floor a little bit more. You can get guys driving to the open areas. And now what you're seeing is Hardaway is going to the basket. There's no big guy in there, so he can finish. With Shaquille is in there, he takes up a space and he brings two other bodies with him. So it's going to be important for Shaquille now. He's done a lot of sitting tonight, and they must get him immediately into the game. He has got to get himself quickly warmed up when this fourth quarter starts if Orlando's going to win.
Well, the free throw story here tonight has been a strange one. Scottie Pippen misses this one. Jordan is going to take a rest with 1:13 to go in the third, and a rare appearance by Ron Harper. Pippen gets one of the two, and the Bulls lead it by 5 with 1:13 remaining. Some full court pressure.
You'd have to think that Orlando says we feel pretty lucky right now. Shaquille set down with 12 minutes of fouls, and we're only down 5 points right now. And Dennis Scott's only got 1 field goal for us.
This happened with them in Boston. They held up very well with Shaq on the bench in the second quarter in game 3 there.
How about Dennis Scott? He needs to hit one. There he is.
Rims it out of there. Blunt with the rebound. 50 seconds to go in the quarter. Scott with the foul, blocking Scottie Pippen out at half court.
Foul number 3.
And that's 4 on Dennis Scott.
Penalty situation in effect.
And that could, you get the foul situation going on Dennis Scott, and you could also run into a problem with Scott when the Orlando Magic will need his offense in the fourth quarter. Pippen drops the free throw. And we're going to get Brian Shaw in, and Scott down with only 47 seconds to go in the quarter.
Replacing Dennis Scott.
And Steve Kerr is about to check in here for Chicago. Nope, they're going to decide instead to send in Pete Myers.
For the Bulls, number 20, Pete Myers, replacing B.J. Armstrong.
And B.J. Armstrong will sit down. Bulls want some defense to be played here with 47 seconds to go in the third quarter. Penny Hardaway looking to post up Nick Anderson against Ron Harper. Good choice. But a double team quickly, and the ball is thrown away with 31 seconds to go in the quarter.
When we talked to Brian Hill before the game, he said, Brian, what are some of the keys? He said, take care of the ball, which they've had some turnovers tonight, and you see what's happened, 14 turnovers. And we must handle their double teams. And right now, they're out of sync handling the double team. It's caused them all kinds of problems. As a result, they're down 7 here with 31 seconds to go in the quarter.
The Bulls led it by 1, 49-48 at the half. Jordan resting on the bench. He's 6 of 7 in the quarter. Winnington matched up against Anderson, who commits the foul. Nick Anderson just picked up his third.
25, Nick Anderson.
21 seconds remaining in the quarter. 78-71 Bulls. Now Kerr will sit down, and we'll get Ron Harper on the floor. Bulls up by 8. Their biggest lead in this game has been 9 points. The Magic has led by as many as 6 in the first half.
You don't like to talk about critical possessions at this stage, but if Winnington makes this, it's a 9-point game. It could be a real uplifting thing for the Magic to finish this quarter with a score, maybe a 3-pointer, maybe something going to the basket. So they're down only 6 or 7 points rather than 9. Chicago showing some full court pressure, making them use some clock.
Brian Shaw handling it on top. They got Hardaway over on the right side, Anderson on the left side, with Grant And Donald Royal posted down low. Shot clock's down to 5 seconds. Shaw's going to have to get it to to Anthony Hardaway, to Horace Grant. It rims out of there. Put back by Donald Royal. It won't count. And the Bulls do finish the third quarter by 9 over Orlando, 80-71. And you see that Michael Jordan, in 10 less shots, has the same number of field goals as he did in the first half. Already the Bulls have 80 going into the final 12 minutes. Michael Jordan back on the floor. Shaquille likewise. Shaquille carrying 4 personal fouls. Michael has 3. Will Perdue is in at center for Chicago, and Judd Bushler in at forward.
Well, Shaquille in that third quarter before he got into foul trouble, Bobby, was 1 for 5 from the floor with 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 4 points. They're going to need a big-time effort from him in this fourth quarter.
And this is a time when normally Shaquille touches the ball less than at any other time in the game. Shaw driving into traffic, loose ball, Shaquille rattles it in.
They're going to also need some play from Brian Shaw. I said that in the first half. He's going to have to hit some big shots for them. He did when they beat Chicago in the United Center in Michael Jordan's return.
Kukoc fakes the jumper.
Uh-oh, that's 5 on Shaquille. That is 5 on Shaquille.
That is a major foul on Shaquille O'Neal with 11:26 remaining. And now Brian Hill has got a tough one.
Watch what Shaquille does. He gives the ball off, and look at him throw his shoulder out there. He never got set, and that's the foul. And now Shaquille's got to play really tentatively.
Kukoc will try the 3 over Horace Grant. In and out of there. Rebound. Shaquille O'Neal. But remember, with Shaquille on the bench much of the second quarter, for much of that time, Orlando played very well.
On the game, they've been outscored 24-22 with Shaquille sitting down. So if they score here and get this back to like 5 points, they might take Shaq and sit him down.
Shaw with a big bucket. Brian Shaw driving hard to the hoop. Remember, he's the veteran. Judd Bushler very quickly back. He misses. Kukoc follows.
Boy, Orlando fell asleep. Horace Grant is really upset. No one getting back on defense. Not only did Kukoc miss the layup, but they allow, Bushler, but they allowed Kukoc to get the dunk.
Shaw lobbing into Shaquille, who missed the jam. Judd Bushler, cool head prevailing. Lob to Perdue. It was a bullet in there. He can't get it. Bushler follows. Oh, he's playing a lot of intangible jumping around, picking up the loose pieces basketball. 9-point Bulls lead.
How about this? Jack misses a dunk that could cut it to 7. They give up the dunk or the tip in to make it 9. Let's talk about what happened in the last couple possessions. The Magic are going to score, and we're going to get this running forward, and we're going to stop it right here, and we see there's 5 Magic back, and Bushler takes the ball in, misses it, and Kukoc tip dunks it. Then Shaq misses a dunk, and Bushler lays the ball in.
The lob to Hardaway over Jordan by Jeff Turner. It's 84-77. 10 minutes to go in this game. Bulls by 7. Michael Jordan 6 of 7 in the third quarter. Got some rest toward the end. Kicks it to Kukoc. 13 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Kukoc trying to beat Jeff Turner. The little jump hook doesn't go. Perdue keeps it alive for Bushler.
Offensive rebounds again. There's 2 putbacks the Bulls have had in the last 2 possessions. They get another chance here, and Kerr's going to load up the jump shot. So they get 6 points on offensive rebounds. They're up 9. You want to talk about the hustle plays that win or lose games?
9-point Bulls lead, 9:27 to go. It is Shaw and Hardaway at the guard. Anderson, Jeff Turner, and Horace Grant with Shaquille on the bench with 5 fouls. Anderson in low. Very difficult basket for a man who is making his name known across America. He was the forgotten man in Orlando. It was Shaq and Horace. The lob into Michael from Tony Kukoc. Shaq on the bench with 5. 30 points for Jordan. Crowd is quiet here at the arena. Hardaway penetrating, tough double pump. Big rebound from the 6'10" Tony Kukoc. He's played strong tonight.
Once again, Steve Kerr getting heavy minutes, playing very well tonight. Kukoc just attacking
Plays it into Purdue, who missed the lay-in. It's going to be Chicago ball. Nope, that's overruled. It'll belong to Orlando.
See, you got a bad matchup here if you're Orlando. You've got Jeff Turner trying to play Tony Kukoc, and he's getting to the rim on every possession.
Brian Shaw saw the opportunity, blew right past Steve Kerr, missed his lay-in. Purdue rebounds it. Bulls by 9. That's the biggest lead they've had in this game. Kukoc thought about the 3. Kerr doesn't think about it.
Again, second shots.
Jordan saved it on the baseline.
Second shots.
Looking for Michael Jordan over on the left side. He's going to take the baseline. Didn't finish that time. Good drive. Then he bounces it out of bounds off himself. It'll be Orlando ball.
I think that Brian Hill's going to have to come back in with Shaquille O'Neal. I don't see them getting back into this game. Michael Jordan goes strong baseline. You know, he's had trouble finishing all night. I mean, that was a spectacular play.
Yeah.
But he has not gotten that patented move to go tonight. Bob, I think that Brian Hill's going to have to roll dice here and come back with Shaquille O'Neal. I don't think defensively and offensively this team has enough firepower to get back into this game.
Trying to post Anderson against Kukoc. He got inside of Kukoc and gets the reverse. He misses it. Horace Grant gets the loose ball. Hits the jumper. It's a 7-point Bulls lead. Oh, it's a tense one here. This crowd goes from somber to ecstatic with each possession of the ball.
They got to get some stops defensively now, and they have got to defensive rebound.
Steve Kerr, he'll drop those all night long. Scottie Pippen has been on the bench during this Bulls stretch, and he'll be back in a moment with 7 minutes to go in the game. Chicago by 9.
I've said all along, take the 2 off his jersey, and you're looking at a John Paxson clone out there. You just put a different guy out there to fit into this offense.
Now Dennis Scott with a 2-man game to Shaw. Looked like he traveled. Shaw hits the 3. Boy, he thought about it, and finally took it.
Boy, Phil Jackson was upset. He started to jump up and call a timeout. He's going to wait, because the next dead ball situation, there will be a timeout. He didn't want to burn it, but somebody missed an assignment.
Purdue hard down the middle, draws the foul from Jeff Turner. Purdue will go to the line. 6:32 to go in the game.
The foul number 31, Jeff Turner. His second.
That's only 2 on Turner.
Foul.
And now there is a timeout on the floor, and Jordan grabs Tony Kukoc before he could go over to talk to Dick Bavetta, the referee. We'll be right back to Orlando. Bulls by 6 with 6:32 to go.
Well, you cannot let Steve Kerr do this. Come off a screen and leave him alone. They do not get to him, and he buries the outside jump shot. And again, we talked about John Paxson, the hero so many years of the Chicago Bulls, spotting up and making those open jump shots. He's now a radio announcer. But through the years, he had some big shots. In the Lakers series, I remember when they won it. In Game 4, he had Game 5, he had a big fourth quarter. And then remember the three-pointer against Phoenix that sealed their 3rd championship.
Bill Purdue at the free throw line. 5 points, 7 rebounds for Purdue, and he knocks down the free throw. Dick will take a look at the sometimes offbeat world of coaching in the NBA playoffs. I'd say coaching is always offbeat. When is it not? 92-84, Bulls by 8. Shaquille remains on the bench with 5 fouls. Nick Anderson. Blocked by Purdue. Somebody tipped it in. Horace Grant.
He's got every big hustle play for the Magic. I want to tell you, this guy is playing a great game. If the Magic win, 54 will be the key for them. He's played terrific.
21 points, 12 rebounds for Horace Grant. Jordan, pull-up jumper. It'll go down easy. Oh, his rhythm is there. It's a nightmare when he gets like that. 32 points for Michael. 94-86, Bulls by 8. Brian Shaw's been playing big in this half. Magic playing small. Biggest man they have on the floor is Horace Grant. He gets it from the free throw line. Doesn't get this one to fall. That's about one of only a very few. Jordan turned it over. Here comes Dennis Scott to Shaw. Dennis Scott missed the three.
Can't find it. They just need Dennis Scott so badly, Bob. He's got one field goal on the night.
20 seconds.
That was a steal reminiscent of the Nick Anderson steal, not the same place before, late in the ball game that caused Chicago to lose it. And Phil Jackson is out with some hard words for Michael. That's an interesting thing to
Well, I
watch.
think he's saying, look, Michael, we got an 8-point lead. Let's make sure every time down we get a good shot. You know, Michael says, okay, coach, you're right. They're up 8. Because that shot right there could have cut it to a 5-point game. That's how big that miss was.
5:17 remaining now. Let's check the team foul situation. The Bulls have not committed any team fouls in this quarter. The Magic have committed 2, so that's the story there. Shaquille O'Neal has been on the bench this whole quarter with 5 personal fouls. Looked like he's going to return to action now.
Michael Jordan coming off the screen, squaring it up, driving right into the lane, pulling up and shooting the jump shot. We talk about winning on the road. This is what Michael Jordan and his Bulls teams have done. Now, this is just the NBA Finals. But in '91, they were 3-0 versus Portland, 2-1 against Phoenix, 3-1. 8 of 9 road games. That's what you talk about when you've got to go out and win a big game to be a champion. That's where that home court is thrown out the window when teams start becoming even. And Chicago has always been terrific in the playoffs.
We've said this so many times to compare Michael Jordan to a great NFL running back. You know, sometimes an Emmitt Smith will carry the ball. That's a foul on Brian Shaw. An NFL running back like Emmitt Smith will carry the ball maybe 20 times for 80 yards. And you think he's not really getting much done here today. And then he rips off the touchdown run. And that's the case with Michael. He could be struggling, and then will explode in your face. How about on cue?
Offensive foul. That's a big play.
Oh, my, and that's 4 on Jordan.
Not only that, but if it's a block, it's a field goal, possible free throw to push you to 11. This keeps you in the game. Let's watch it. I couldn't tell whether Dennis Scott moved in the air or not. Michael not very happy with that. But the Magic have to be very excited. They've got a chance to stay in this game. They need a big field goal from somebody right now.
How about Dennis Scott? He's been dry in this game. Lobbing into Shaquille, punched away by Kukoc. Bulls have it 4 on 1. Pippen.
There's another foul.
Offensive foul. Wave off another basket. Oh, the Bulls bench exploded down there. 94-86 Bulls. 4:43 to go.
It's a 4-on-1 break. Look at this. Nick Anderson is the only guy back. I think that was a good call myself.
I do too. You got to question the pass from Steve Kerr there.
Yeah, Steve Kerr
passed that ball to the wrong man.
I agree. Or Scotty had to touch pass it to the open man on the other side.
4:32 to go.
Getting down to critical time here, though. The Magic's got to score. They've got 2 stops here. They've been very fortunate.
Here's Shaquille bumping into Will Perdue, and that's one way to score. Remember, Shaquille O'Neal had only taken 5 field goal attempts in the 4th quarter in the playoffs.
Well, Will's not going to be able to flop. They're not going to put the 6th foul on him on a flop. He's going to have to stand in there and play tough.
Pippen alone steps aside. Pippen out of St. Horace Grant with his 13th rebound of this game. Down to 3:53. It is tense here in Orlando.
Well, Dennis Scott's going to have to hit a jump shot right there.
On the baseline, can't find it. 5 to shoot. 4, 3. You see it in the lower left. 2, 1. Nick Anderson had to throw up the prayer. Kept alive by Perdue. The rebound captured by Michael Jordan with 3:30 to go in the game.
The Bulls' rotations out of their double team tonight have been great. They're getting to Dennis Scott and forcing him to floor the ball. He's getting no rhythm at all in his jump shot.
8 on the shot clock. 6. Time running out. The fadeaway. Big bucket from Michael Jordan. 8-point Bulls lead. Crowd gets quiet. Timeout Orlando. Bulls trying to even the series at 1 game apiece in Orlando. They're 8 points and 3 minutes, 8 seconds away from doing just that. as you watch Michael Jordan in the rhythm of his offensive game, Michael now with 34 points on 28 shots. And Doug, that's a 1.34 ratio. You pointed out that the closer Michael is to 1 point per field goal attempt, the better off Orlando is defensively. And the closer he gets to 1.3 and 1.4 and 1.5, the bigger the hole Orlando is.
Well, what that means for people is when you take the jump shot, and Michael is doing that, if you would take a shot, it's worth 2 points. So if you can get a guy to take a shot for every point, you're doing a pretty good job. In the second half, Michael's 9 for 11.
96-88, 3:08 remaining. The crowd here cheering on the Orlando Magic with the best home record in the NBA in the regular season. They lost Game 2 in round 1 to Boston, remember. This is Game 2 in the semifinals. Shaquille playing with 5 fouls. Hardaway working. Shaquille fouled by Will Perdue.
See, this is very frustrating for Shaquille O'Neal. He'd love to go up and dunk the ball. He knows he's not going to be able to do that. And now the pressure is going to be, Shaquille, you're down 8. And not only that, you've got to make free throws probably every trip down the floor.
Shaquille 11 of 16 from the free throw line tonight. That's pretty darn good with 23 points. And his time has been limited in the second half with the foul trouble.
This is where taking fouls pays off. Not in the first quarter, but right now. And Shaquille has never gotten to the rhythm in this game because of the fouls. Starting at the 6-minute mark of the second quarter, the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. And as you look out there, Bob, it's very, very difficult for you to get a good sweat up because he's had to sit down so much tonight.
And it makes a lot of difference to him and to another player on the floor wearing number 23 tonight. 96-89, Bulls by 7. The crowd knows this is the time Orlando has to battle back if they're going to maintain their home court domination here. They lead 1 game to none. Michael's pull-up jumper, nothing but net. 36 points for Michael Jordan.
As he got tired, he started shooting the ball better. You say it goes against all odds. It's not if you're a real hyperactive guy like Michael and you're playing out of rhythm because you're trying to do things too quickly.
Dennis Scott rubs Michael off the Shaquille O'Neal pick. Horace Grant, who has been so big tonight, is there again, trying to beat his former teammates. Bulls by 7. 2 minutes to go in this ball game. Now each team will have 1 foul to give inside 2 minutes. Pippen in the paint, gets the rattle home. The Bulls have scored 100. 9-point lead with 1:50 to go.
Michael and Scotty have combined for 58 points on 22 of 42 attempts. A little bit different from 10 for 33.
Which was Game 1's number. From long range, Scott had it blocked by Jordan. Over the back, this could be entertaining. Well, it's entertaining depending on who you're for. It wasn't very much pleasure to the folks here at the arena as the Bulls build their biggest lead on the blocked 3-point attempt from Dennis Scott and the Jordan Jam.
Great athletes, and Michael Jordan may be the greatest in his sport, maybe the greatest of all time. You wonder what went through his head over the last 3 days. All the questions, comes out in the first half, he hits his first couple shots, then he struggles, shoots 3 for 8 from the free throw line, 6 for 17 from the floor. You wonder at halftime, do you ever question yourself, like, I wonder if I really will be able to get that back? And Michael came out and got into an unbelievable rhythm in the second half. Here's Penny Hardaway with a spinning shot. Michael coming over to try to block the shot.
And Hardaway back to the free throw line. Speaking of Michael Jordan, I also noted this, Doug, I think you did too, is Michael is isolated. Better hold up while he has the ball. He's famous for putting extra pressure on himself. He comes out tonight and surprises everybody by wearing number 23. That obviously puts more pressure on him to perform.
And great theater, isn't it?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Isn't it great theater when
At
you
his
can back it up? You know, there's nothing greater than also doing it after you put yourself in that position.
Pippen beat the shot clock. Anderson with the rebound. Under a minute to go. Dennis Scott, somebody looking for a 3. Hardaway steps in front of Kukoc. Doesn't have it. O'Neal. Can't get it. 49 seconds to go. Bulls. Excellent series. San Antonio and the Lakers. Spurs lead the series 2-0, but now they'll be at the Forum in Los Angeles.
And the Spurs dodged one the other night. Vlade Divac has 2 free throws to give the Lakers a chance to get that steal on the road. So game 2 is always that pivotal game. And right now it looks like Chicago has broken through once again here. Sort of deja vu of the Boston Celtics here in round 1.
A lot of people have already left the arena.
Shaquille O'Neal has gotten 3 field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. 2 for 3.
Bulls spreading it, milking the clock. Doing a good job of it, too. They can't even get anybody near anybody to foul. 7 on the shot clock. 30 seconds to go in the game. There's the foul on Tony Kukoc.
Number 1, Penny Hardaway. His 4th, first in the last 2 minutes.
Michael Jordan broke out number 23 tonight. We understand from Craig Sager as Steve Kerr slips and goes down, and Penny Hardaway files in very quickly. We understand that Michael, who's wearing his mostly white shoes with black trim, that goes against league rules because the rest of his teammates have on all black shoes, and he wore number 23, and the Bulls did not report simply because Michael didn't tell anybody he was going to wear 23. The jersey change for the league, that's also finable. So Michael kind of threw the gauntlet out here tonight, and you'd have to say, despite a struggle, he has answered the call.
Now the question is, how will the Magic respond to this?
Yeah.
How will they bounce back?
Well, they bounced back in Boston.
Will this be devastating? Will this be, well, we can't win the series now, or it's, hey, 1-1. All we have to do is win 1 in Chicago. They got to come and win 1 back here. So I think if I'm a Magic guy, I get back in that locker room and say, look, guys, let's keep our heads up high. I don't want to hear any comment at the end of this game like this is going to put us in a bad position. We got to go to Chicago and we got to win. That's all we have to do. It sounds like a tall order, but, you know, with that kind of record they've had this year, they can do it.
Jordan got a piece of that. Dennis Scott will throw this one up. Not going to go down. Shaquille missed the jam. He's missed a couple tonight. It's been that kind of night. Shaquille in foul trouble much of the second half. And Michael Jordan, who had a nightmare himself in the first half, and Scottie Pippen have risen to the occasion here tonight and have stolen the game from Orlando, the team with the best home record in the NBA in the regular season, 104-94.